Get ready with me while I tell you about the time that I moved across the country to a small town where I knew nobody and had never been. So it all started when my lease was about to be up in Houston and I decided that I wanted to move. I somehow came across Flagstaff, Arizona on my YouTube and literally watched every single video there was on Flagstaff on YouTube. I just thought this place was so beautiful, so amazing, and literally looked like where I wanted to live the rest of my life. I thought it was perfect. And I really just felt like it was the perfect time to move. I'd always lived in Texas my whole life, and I can do my job from wherever. I wasn't in a relationship, I don't have kids, so it just seemed like a good time to adventure. So I started bringing this idea up to my friends and family, and some are like, I think that sounds like a really good idea, and some are kind of like, what the hell, are you sure that's what you want to do? Like a small town in the middle of nowhere, in Arizona? Like, are you sure? And one thing about me is you cannot change my mind once I have my mindset at all. So I get everybody kind of on board with it. I found an apartment that I really liked and I applied for it, and I got accepted like a week later. My dad agrees to help me move all my stuff. He agreed to drive my U-Haul, so that was the plan. I wasn't really having doubts until the day before it happened, and I was waiting for my dad to get to my apartment so we could start loading up the U-Haul. And once he was about to arrive, I definitely had a breakdown, called my mom, and she told me, you don't have to go. But I felt like I did because, I mean, I had signed the lease and I had literally told everybody that this was my plan, this is what I'm doing. So I figured I was just having the jitters, maybe I was just getting nervous, but this was the right thing for me to do. So me and my dad pack up and get on the road, and it was, I believe, a 14 or 17-hour drive from Houston to Flagstaff, Arizona. We drove all the way to Amarillo, and we got a hotel for the night, which was about halfway, and we stayed in a hotel. By the way, I had to pack up my dogs in the car too, so we had to sneak my dogs into the hotel. And just for context, this is all happening November 2023. So we stay the night in Amarillo and we get back on the road and we get to Arizona. I want to say like maybe 6 p.m. I remember the sunset was very, very pretty driving into Flagstaff. We get to my apartment complex and it's very dark at this point, so I can't really see what anything's really looking like. So me and my dad start unloading the truck and get some stuff unloaded, but not all of it because it is dark and very cold. I go to take a bath, and about 5 minutes later, there's someone banging on our front door, and my dad answers it, and it's the lady below us saying that my bathtub water is leaking into her unit. So I got out of the bath and went ahead and filed a maintenance request. And the next morning, my dad really wanted to climb Mount Humphreys, I believe it's called, which is the tallest mountain in Arizona. Mind you, I'm not in shape to be climbing no damn mountain, especially after we just moved all of my stuff, drove a lot. I just had no energy to really climb a mountain, but since he helped me, I was like, I can't not do it with him. So we climbed the mountain. It was 5 miles up, 5 miles down. I believe it's 12,400 something feet elevation. I had never done anything like that in my whole life. I actually left my snacks in the car too, and I definitely had a breakdown a couple of times, but I made it to the top, and it was actually very pretty. You could see the Grand Canyon from the top, and that was a really good memory with my dad, I feel like, to have. The next day, my stepmom and my siblings came up. That was the plan the whole time. They were going to spend Thanksgiving with me up there. They had gotten an Airbnb, and we had lots of fun family activities planned. And I had a lot of fun with them, and once it was time for them to leave, I think that's when it set in that I was in a state where I didn't know a single person, and I was pretty much all alone. Mind you, I'm a very introverted homebody person to begin with. That's why I did not think this would be difficult for me. And about a week after my dad and stepmom and siblings left, I had decided I was moving back and had already started looking at Houston apartments. I ended up applying to one, and the fastest I could move in was around January 12th. BTW, no tea, no shade to Flagstaff. I'm sure some people absolutely love it and adore it, but there was nothing to eat at all. There was no food that I wanted. Thank goodness my mom, my Mimi, and my stepdad came and saw me mid-December, and I got to make a lot of good memories with them. We flew over the Grand Canyon in a helicopter. We had so much fun together. Went to the casino. Lots of good memories were made. But then again, they had to leave and go home. Then my friend Shannon and her boyfriend came out, and we also made so many good memories and had so much fun. And I'm so grateful that I had so many people come out there and visit me while I was out there, because I really needed it. I hadn't even unfinished packing all of my boxes before I restarted packing everything. My friend and her boyfriend that came to visit me left a little bit before my birthday, which was December 21st, which was very hard to spend by myself. I ended up driving down to Sedona and treating myself to a lot of Botox. And I went to Ulta and got this really good perfume. Also, having to spend Christmas and New Year's Eve by myself was no fun. So January 10th comes around and I go pick up my dad from the Phoenix airport so we can load up my stuff and get on the road. We loaded up everything I owned, plus my dogs, plus ourselves for the second time in 2 months. And we broke the drive up into 2 days, so we got back to Houston on January 12th. This time last year, I had just moved back to Houston. It was a very expensive lesson to learn. I love living in Texas and living by my family. I love the apartment I'm in now and have no plans to leave Texas anytime soon. I will not move again anytime soon, especially to a place where I don't know anybody or have never been.